Did you know that you can make burrata right in your very own kitchen? I always thought that it would be super complicated, but the first time I tried it, it was so quick and easy, I about floated straight up to the ceiling. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make burrata at home in just 1 hour and without any special equipment, so you can experience the thrill of making it yourself. Now, this recipe moves fast, so do not blink. If you want the printable recipe, the link for that is below this video. First up, put 1 liter of milk into a saucepan. Now we are going to use a small amount of milk for 2 reasons. This is a fresh cheese, so you only need to make what you need for right now. And second, it's a hands-on cheese, so a small amount is more manageable. Once you get good at this, you can scale up if you want. And then less milk means the stakes are lower in case you mess up. This is supposed to work with any milk, but I have had the best luck working with fresh, unprocessed milk. If you're not using raw milk, be prepared to experiment, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit more later on in the video. Now, while the milk is cold, add 57 grams of distilled white vinegar and stir it in. You'll feel the milk thicken against the spoon almost right away, but it shouldn't curdle much, if any. Heat the milk to between 70 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This step goes really fast, so do not walk away, and the whole time stir it. If you do walk away, set a timer so you do not forget. So once the milk comes to temp, dilute 4 drops of rennet in a little cool water. I keep a syringe of rennet in the fridge for easy droppage. I wish I had a pipette, but I don't. I think I have one, or at least I can't find it. 2, 3, 4. That might have been 4 or 5. It's a very, very small amount. And then I just keep it stored in a plastic bag in the fridge like that. Dilute this with a little bit of water, and then you stir that into the milk. And then let it rest for 15 minutes to set up. All right, now once the 15 minutes is up, check to see if the curd is set. So let's break, ooh, it's nice and set. Cut it into cubes. I can just be sloppy. And then let it rest for just a couple minutes. The curds are defining. You can see a little bit of whey is coming out in there. So now, just going to stir these gently. Now the goal is to raise the temperature to right around 90, 95 degrees. I just kind of nudge the curds around so that they're not sticking to the bottom and matting. Once they reach 90 degrees, stir them a little bit to make sure the heat is evenly distributed throughout. And they're kind of moving freely at this point. There should be a fair bit of whey. The curds are still juicy though. And then put the lid back on the pot and let them rest for another 5 minutes. Now that the curds have rested, what you're going to do is pour off this excess whey that has formed. And then I just scoop up this curd and gently squeeze out excess whey. And if you didn't want to squeeze out the whey, you could just let it sit for a little bit and the whey would naturally come out on its own. Now we have arrived at the fun part. This is the massive curd. You could, if you want, stretch this and just make straight up mozzarella, but we're going to turn it into burrata, and to do that, there are 2 parts that you need to make. Divide off about 1/4 of this, and the large portion we are going to turn into mozzarella to make the pouch for the burrata, and the smaller portion is going to be used to make the stracciatella, which is the filling that goes in the burrata. To make the stracciatella, you're going to sprinkle a little bit of salt on the curds, and then you pour hot water on it. Now, at this point, it's going to be mixed with some cream. You can use either fresh cream, you can use like some mascarpone, you can use clabbered cream, or you can use what I have been using, which is the cream cap on my yogurt mixed with a little bit of my own cream. So I just skim off the little bit of cream that's on the top here. I add other cream, and then I add some salt because you want this to be well flavored. There's no exact proportion for this. When you taste it to see if it's salty enough, it's good, but I want a little bit more salt. Punch it up. Okay, so I think I want a little bit more cream. The final product of the stracciatella should be soupy and it should have chunky bits. Make sure you have plenty of salt and then set it aside. Now for the exterior, all you need is the curd. All you do is tear it or cut it into pieces and then you add the water. It kind of blurs around the edges as it is softening, so you can see that blur look. Oh, there's some strings. Pull it together. See where you're at. If it's at all difficult to stretch, just add more hot water. It should stretch very easily like that with no resistance. Perfect. You see how silky and soft that is. So gorgeous. So once it has the proper texture, pat it into a little tortilla shape and briefly soften it in hot water. Then flatten it out so it's a full tortilla. Do not make the center of the tortilla or of the bag too thin or it may tear when you fill it. So focus on thinning the edges. Okay, so this is where it gets tricky. Add the filling, pinch it off to close, and put the ball in cold water to firm up. You repeat this as many times as is necessary. I try to make usually one big burrata only, and then I just have a little bit of the bag or the mozzarella part left over, which you can just eat. All the edges up together. The cheese starts to get hard right away because the stracciatella is cold. You just kind of twist it a little bit and pinch, 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 squeeze, squeeze. I'm squeezing really hard here, hoping this is together. And then I'm gonna break this part off. So there you go, just set it in there to chill. And here's the little bit of leftover. So you can just eat that, fry it, put it in whatever you want. I am actually going to just scoop some of this up. It's salty and this part is super sweet. And then the rest is just, oh my gosh. I mean, it's cream. Of course it's going to be yummy. It took me some finagling to get this recipe just right. And so I'm sharing with you what works perfectly for me. However, in your situation, you may have different variables. When it comes to cheese making, a lot of things can fluctuate, especially the milk. So to get you started with your experimentation, I'm going to show you a couple things that I did so you can see how to salvage it when you're making a burrata at home. So first up, this is a lot of acid for a small amount of milk. So if you do not stir after adding the vinegar and you just let the milk sit there, it may start to pull away from the side of the kettle as though it is beginning to coagulate. It is still fine, but this is why you want to keep gently stirring the milk so it doesn't have a chance to set up during this stage. Also, sometimes the milk will actually curdle before it is time to add rennet. Oh, see how that's starting to curdle? Whoa, it is curdling quite a bit. Turning the heat all the way off. See how that has curdled? Just proceed. Add the rennet, 4 drops of rennet with some water. Give it a good stir. Do not know. Give it 15 minutes. So the curds are just a mass of weird gunk at the bottom. So let's strain this off. Not even cutting, not even cooking. Look at that gnarly mess. Just scoop it up. This way is more milky than the other one. All right, I'm just gonna make mozzarella to show you if this stretches. Can you soften the curd for stretching using a microwave versus a hot water pour over? Yes. Just do it for about 30 seconds. You do not wanna go long with this. You can see how it's all slumpy. Oh, hot. Look at that. It just turned out just fine. So, when you get that gnarly mess, keep going. It looks like it's not going to work, and it is going to work absolutely beautifully and make you some wonderful mozzarella or burrata, whichever you choose to do. And what if you get a pile of mushy curd that refuses to stretch? If it doesn't work, that is still cheese. You can eat it plain, or you can add it to lasagna and call it ricotta, throw it into a quiche, whatever you want. Don't throw that out. It is perfectly fine to eat. Okay, we're gonna plate this. You wanna eat this fresh, but also over time it tends to get a little bit hard. So the way to serve it, I have learned, is to put olive oil over top, drizzle it all over, and that keeps it soft. Then just take a bunch of black pepper and sprinkle it all over. And now it is ready to serve. It's not terribly runny. For all its soupiness, it's not oozing out. If it was warmer, it probably would melt more, and it will melt when you put it on hot food. But you could add more cream and more liquid if you want it to be soupier. The other thing you can do is add other things to the inside. If you wanted to add herbs, if you wanted to add bits of meat or truffles. I've never had truffles, but I hear they're supposed to be amazing. And if you're gonna make something gourmet, you might as well put truffles in it. It's really good. The inside is like bright and creamy and sweet. There's a saltiness to it, and then the outside has that chew to it. The inside is not hard, it is not chewy in a weird way, and the olive oil and the pepper really, really help to add flavor. That is good. You wanna try this?
Put oil on it. It is so crunchy.
The toast is crunchy, there's nothing on it. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that looks so good.
The toast is too crunchy. The cheese tastes good though.
You like it? So now that you know how to make this luxurious gourmet cheese, if you want to try to make mozzarella that has a richer flavor and consistent results, then I suggest you watch this video next, and I will tell you all about it there. That's so good. There's so much flavor. It's totally different than store-bought. Happy milk slinging.